Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Of course, we all intend to maintain perfect connection during our salah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept these intentions and grant us the ability to focus our intentions completely on Him. However, as Allah tells us in many ayahs of the Quran, and as we know from our daily lives, it is pretty easy for mankind to be distracted by the dunya, even during the prayer. The prostration of forgetfulness, Sajdah Sahw, is a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, allowing His servants to compensate for their errors and still have their prayers be accepted, inshaAllah. In this episode, we will cover the method of performing Sajdah Sahw, the prostration of forgetfulness, and some common reasons that necessitate Sajdah Sahw, that makes Sajdah Sahw wajib. Sajdah Sahw becomes wajib if one forgetfully leaves a wajib action. Sajdah Sahw is performed in the final sitting in the following manner. After making the two sajdas in the final rak'ah, recite tashahhud as usual in the final sitting. Then make one salam on the right. Then make two more sajdas. Then sit and recite the tashahhud, salawat on the Prophet ﷺ, and the dua as usual. And then you complete and end the rak'ah with two salams, and that is all. Now we are going to discuss some common cases that we encounter almost on a daily basis that makes the Sahw wajib necessary. Number one, if one forgets to recite the surah after Fatiha and went straight to ruku' in any of the first two rak'ahs of the obligatory prayer, or in any of the rak'ahs, units of the sunnah, optional, or witr prayers, then he has to make Sajdah Sahw at the end. Another example, if one forgets to sit in the second rak'ah to read tashahhud and stands up to the third rak'ah instead, then this has to be compensated by Sajdah Sahw at the end. The third example, if one forgets more than one wajib actions, then only one Sajdah Sahw at the end is enough for all missed wajib actions. For example, someone forgets to read the surah after Fatiha, where it was supposed to be recited, and also forgot to sit in the second rak'ah and read tashahhud. Another example, when one becomes doubtful of the number of rak'ahs, the units, one has to perform, we have 3 rak'ahs in Maghrib, for example, and one forgets if he is on the second or the third rak'ah. This can happen in a 4 rak'ah prayer such as Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha, and also can happen in a fard or sunnah. If one is totally unsure as to which rak'ah he or she is in, then we go with the lesser number, the lesser of the two options. For example, if one has no idea if he is in the second or the third rak'ah, then we consider it to be the second rak'ah, which is a lesser of the two options, and then do sajda at the end. Another example, if someone forgets to recite the dua of qunut in the last rak'ah of witr salah, then Sajdah Sahw becomes wajib. Another example, if someone needed to make Sajdah Sahw but forgot about it until after saying salams at the end of the prayer, it still might be not too late to include it. If this person is still sitting in this place and has not done anything that will invalidate the prayer, then he can just say salam once to the right and continue with the Sajdah Sahw, as we have mentioned above. Actions that invalidate the prayer will be discussed in a separate episode, inshallah. And finally, you might be wondering, what happens if you completely forget your prostration of forgetfulness, Sajdah Sahw? What if you realize later on that you never actually made Sajdah Sahw at the end of your prayer? In that case, the whole prayer needs to be repeated.